Well, hi everyone, Shaun Humphries here. Welcome to All Things Retirement. Well, in this video, we're going to talk about Canada Pension Plan, and specifically about, do you take Canada Pension Plan early, let's say before age 65, of course, or at age 65 or at age 70. Really important decision to make in the context of your overall retirement income planning. We're going to draw on a study prepared by an actuary, and the bottom line of the study is if you take Canada Pension Plan early, the probability is you're betting against yourself. Now, that doesn't mean you don't take Canada Pension Plan early. There's a whole bunch of factors that go into that decision. But this particular video will talk about one of the factors that you should consider before you start taking your Canada Pension Plan. Now, if you're new to our channel, make sure you hit subscribe. We're posting content on a regular basis, so if you don't want to miss future content, make sure you subscribe so you get alerted to that. As well, if you want to find out how you can get a complimentary retirement income planning forecast, there's a link in the show notes that will take you to our website that discusses how you can get that complimentary forecast. And finally, we have educational resources available to you in the area of retirement. So again, in the show notes will be links back to that content. Okay, let's take a look at the study. And the bottom line with this kind of analysis is always looking at break-even point. So at what point would you have been better off if you took, let's say, Canada Pension Plan at age 60 in this particular study compared to taking it at age 70. So using those two extremes, the earliest date and the longest date you can defer to. And so when they did the study, the opening paragraph basically said, consider, for instance, a man at age 60. Based on an interest rate or of interest factor, so they can compare the value of the cash flows in this analysis of 4.5%, he is better off starting his Canada Pension Plan benefits at age 60 rather than 70, only if he dies before 80 years and 6 months. So that's the crossover point. If he lives longer than that, he would have been better off starting CPP at age 70. So that's interesting. So once you hit that sort of hurdle mark of 80 years and 6 months, basically 81, he would have been better off taking CPP at age 70. So the bottom line on the numbers, so this is an actuary. They're just looking at the raw data here. So it's not an N of 1, how you feel. It's basically looking at life expectancy for men in Canada. And what they found was the winners, and I'll just give you the totals here. By adding up all the years, the total number of winners is 196 men out of 1,000. By contrast, the ultimate number of losers, those who started CPP early but die after the age of 80 years and 6 months, is 804. In other words, there is only a 19.6% chance they'll be better off starting Canada Pension Plan at age 60 versus age 70. So that's the math. And now, in spite of the math, again, most people take their Canada Pension Plan benefits early. And I think the driving force behind that, not always, but often is, I'm going to take the money and run. So I've been putting contributions in for years. I want to make sure I get the money out. My spouse has been doing the same thing. The survivor benefits are meager, if almost non-existent. So I want to start getting that money out. But as the actuary said, you're really betting against yourself. So from an actuarial standpoint, if you're healthy when you get to age 60, actuarially, you're likely to get past age 80 in 6 months. So that's food for thought. It doesn't mean you necessarily will defer taking your Canada Pension Plan. But in many reports that we do for folks, it often does make sense to take those benefits later. So if you want to find out how it applies to your situation, always a good idea to get a retirement income planning report done. Again, the starting point for that is to get a complimentary analysis to pinpoint the planning opportunities. There's a link to the show notes to get you to our website to start that conversation. And again, subscribe so you don't miss future content. Anyway, wishing you all the best in your retirement and overall wealth planning journey. You take care. Bye-bye.